I'm Steve Fitzgerald, Senator from the 5th District of Kansas, and I want to talk to you today very briefly about Simon's Law. This law prevents medical personnel from putting a do not resuscitate order on a minor child's record without the parents' approval or, in some cases even, their knowledge.
On September 7th, 2010, God blessed us with a beautiful baby boy named Simon. You know, the name Simon means to be heard. Even with a bilateral cleft lip, our son was absolutely perfect to our family. On Simon's third day of life, he received the diagnosis of full trisomy 18. It's also known as Edwards syndrome. His care and treatment changed dramatically after that diagnosis, but we wanted Simon to have every opportunity to thrive and survive. However, some medical professionals thought differently. One doctor even turned off Simon's monitor while I was down the hall having lunch with another NICU mom. When Simon's oxygen saturation levels began to fall, we were told this is the end and that nothing could be done. Our son drew his last breaths, and I asked again what could be done, and I was told nothing. It was 10:45 a.m. on December 3rd, 2010. Simon died. Where were those experts that we paid to save our son? Only after Simon's death did we find out the truth. There was a DNR, a do not resuscitate, in his chart that we did not know about, consent to, or even discuss with medical personnel. That explains why they did nothing.
I'm asking you to put yourself in our shoes. As a parent, grandparent, or guardian, watching your child that you've prayed for, longed for, waited for, be treated as a label, an object, not a person. Simon is the price we paid for the violation and removal of our parental rights, if not his human rights. I believe they saw Simon's case as hopeless and therefore refused to prioritize his care in any way. My only goal with Simon's care was simple, and that doctors would treat his condition as though it was not like they would any other kid, any other infant like him that did not have his genetic condition. But they refused. I will never forget Simon's nurse calling me as on my way to work as I was approaching my exit. I immediately turned around and headed back to the hospital. Time was short now. I could tell it in my wife and the nurses' voices. Would my little warrior Simon wait for me? I arrived and held Simon peacefully in my arms as his father and protector. I could sense my son slipping away. I eventually felt the warmth of Simon's body dissipate and escape as I embraced him for the last time.
When Simon was born, I was age 5, and I always wanted to be a big brother. And I was always told that doctors were supposed to do all they could to protect their patient, but I'm not quite sure they did that.
I'm here in Topeka, Kansas today, and just testified in support of my son's bill, Simon's Law. I hope that we will gain your support as well, as this is a critical piece of legislation that can not only help lives here in Kansas, but it is our goal to spread nationwide.
Hi, I'm Brenda Spurlock. This is my husband Jack, my daughter Tatum, my son Zachariah, and my daughter Jamie. And we're supporting Simon's Law because we are the parents of 2 special needs children, and Tatum has partial trisomy 18, and Zachariah has such a plethora of things that we can't even describe them all. When Zach was born, he's our adopted child. When he was born, there was a DNR in his records, and when he was 3 days old, he was removed from all monitors and wrapped in a blanket and handed to his biological mom, where he had a very long period of apnea, and they thought he had died, but he self-resuscitated. you can't trust that a doctor will make the right choice for your child. They'll make it based on what they have learned in school or learned experience-wise along the ways. They won't make a judgment call from the heart or even truly look at your child. They're going to look at medical knowledge, and that medical knowledge is sometimes wrong.